Gross domestic product, or GDP for short, is the method countries use to measure their economic performance. GDP is calculated on the basis of the market value of all the goods and services a country produces within its borders each year. In other words, GDP is a broad gauge of the economic health of the nation. Several elements are used to calculate the final GDP figure, and they include individuals and businesses. The first is consumption, which is the cost of things that are consumed within the economy. This is the amount that people spend on household items such as food, rent, and medical expenses, and any services they buy, such as paying someone to do yard work. The second element is investment. This includes investments made by individuals and by businesses. For individuals, the calculation includes the money people spend buying a new house, which is considered to be an investment, but it doesn't include investments made in stocks, shares, and bonds, because those are regarded as savings and excluded from the GDP calculation. In the case of businesses, investment would include such things as the purchase of software or machinery and equipment for a factory. The third element is government spending, which includes all the money the government spends on goods and services. It includes things like the salaries of public servants and the purchase of weapons for the military, but it doesn't include any transfer payments, such as Social Security or unemployment benefits. The final two elements are exports and imports. Exports are the value of all goods and services sold to foreign countries, while imports are everything the country buys abroad. For the GDP calculation, imports are subtracted from exports to arrive at what is called a net figure. So, the formula for calculating the GDP is consumption plus investment plus government spending plus exports minus imports equals the GDP. The need to measure GDP began in the 1930s. The United States economy had grown rapidly in the 1920s, generating more jobs and giving the American consumer more money to spend. As long as people were employed and paying for goods and services, there was no need to measure how the economy was doing. But in the 1930s, the American economy went bust, and Congress needed to find a way to measure the depth of the Great Depression. In 1934, a report to the Senate entitled National Income, 1929 to 1932, marked the first time that U.S. productivity had been measured. There have been changes to what the calculation is called, and it has been revised over the years to keep up with the changes in the economy.